Hey, good morning, Nick. This is a quick demo for your Spectre 6 from Pheonix Props. This is one of those polarizing sabers, right? People either love it or hate it. I think it's really cool. I've always loved the uniqueness of the install of it as well. I've installed this with a CFX. You do have a blue LED in here for your blaster that I'll show you here in a second. I made your trigger your auxiliary switch because this is what you need to press in order to set off the blue LED, so it made more sense to have the trigger for that. And then your activation switch is underneath this neoprene right here. You have the V2 version. There are some slight differences from the V1. I've actually got the V1 here in my collection, but this is empty. I had my buddy Benji over at Nerf Herder Customs weather this for me, and I just haven't got around to installing it yet. But one of the differences between the V1 and the V2 is your screw placement, your 4-screw placement on this window here. Yours sits inside and flush, where mine sits out a little bit, and you can feel it when your hand goes over. And then I think there was a little bit of difference, though it's hard to tell because mine is weathered on the green anodizing. But other than that, they seem pretty much identical. I mean, height-wise, they're identical and everything like that. So yeah, just some minor differences. Yours is really cool. How you get to everything is you want to unscrew the pommel. All right, so we'll just unscrew the pommel here. When I first started doing this saber, I was using 24mm speakers, but they weren't fully enclosed. I went a different route on yours, but when we take the pommel off, you'll open it and you'll see your speaker there, and I put a little handle in front of the speaker so you can just take your fingers and pull it right out. All right, you can see if I show you this right here, if it'll focus, you got a micro DIN connector right here. There's a hole right here so that you can have clearance for your recharge port. And then on the very other side, there's a little locating peg, because on the chassis itself, if it's able to show it, you've got that micro DIN connector, you've got your recharge port in the middle, and then on the opposite side, over here, you have that hole in the chassis for the locating peg that's on your speaker pod. That just helps everything in alignment, so when you put this in, it's easy to locate it. All right, but on yours, I used a 22mm Smuggler's Outpost Nano Elite speaker. It has better sound, in my opinion, than a 24mm that's not fully enclosed. And it makes for a little bit of a cleaner look as well, right? So you got your speaker pod there, you got this handle here, easy to pull out and everything like that. So that's what we've got for the speaker. And of course, your CFX board, you've got easy access there to your SD card and your micro USB. And then this kill key that I have inside the recharge port, usually they're round. I did lop off each side so it's easy to grab with your fingers or a pair of tweezers. For me, I have to use a pair of tweezers or a pair of needle nose pliers or something. But if you've got some really small fingers, you can get in there and grab it. But I would come over here with a pair of tweezers. Let's see if I can do this in the dark. Grab your kill key and pull it out just like that. Now, once you pull that kill key out, you can come over here and put your battery, or your speaker in rather. Just line it up and put it in. Once you do it a few times, it's going to be really easy for you. See, I put it in that quickly and it's good to go. And it will snap all the way in there. You can come over here and you can put your pommel on, screw it down, and then your pommel, of course, locks in your speaker pod, and you're good to go. So we can come over here and we could hit activation, which is right here. Turn this light off. Smooth swing is working like it should. Your LEDs in here are firing up. You've got CC sabers in here for your NeoPixel connector, right? So again, auxiliary is here. And if you held it down for blade lockup, now with this, we can take this toggle switch, which is the cool part of this entire saber, and throw it forward. When we put it forward, it automatically detracts the blade, or it deignites the blade, and it puts it into blaster mode. So you just hold down the trigger. You do have to just hold it down though, and then you get your blaster right. Now, when you take this toggle switch and you move it back, it will automatically go back into blade mode and it will ignite your blade. Just like that. And then, of course, you just turn off like this. All right. So this takes a 7/8 inch blade, but you are going to have to heavily sand your blade. I've got one 7/8 inch blade here and it does not fit. I used to have one that was a little smaller and super old and sanded down, and it barely fit into these guys. This one doesn't fit. If I were to sand this to the point that it fit into this saber, I wouldn't be able to use it on any other saber. The PCB was tested outside of the saber and everything works properly. Unfortunately, I cannot put a blade in here to show you. Okay, a brand new blade, or even if you have a used 7/8 inch blade, you know, the first 2 inches or so on the stem here, heavily sand it. Start off with like a heavy grit sandpaper, get it to where you want it. Finish off with a light grit, and then sand the whole blade if you have to. But you know, that's basically how you do it. Or if you have problems doing it, let me know. I can kind of walk you through it. All right. So again, we'll turn it on. Good flash on clash. Blaster. Back to blade, and then we'll turn it off. Just like that. All right. And then when you're done, you want to come over here. We'll unscrew the pummel again. We'll take the speaker pod back out, and we'll put the kill key back into the recharge port. All right. CFX does have a deep sleep, so you don't have to worry about that as much as you would a Profi. But it's a good practice to get into, to take your kill key and put it right back in your recharge port. All right. And then it kills power. Everything is good to go. So that is basically your Spectre 6. Let me know if you got any questions, and if not, I will get this out in the mail to you today. All right. Thanks.